Take a moment right here, feeling like it's out gear. Driving towards the sun with a rose and a gun. Feel the wind in my hair, going nowhere I swear. Like an outlaw on the run, dangerous but it's so fun. Running, running, no. Hold on, don't let go. Running, running, no. Keep running. Told my boss that I'm done. Had no luck with my mom. Say, what will you do with your life? You know it's hard to survive. A cigar in my mouth. Maybe guilty but proud. Now I'm an outlaw on the run. Dangerous but it's so fun. Running, running, no. Hold on, don't let go. Running, running, no. don't remember what's wrong and what's right. The world is dead, but we stay. 'Cause we are born as living fights. We live to die. We live to die. And we surrounded by the night. We live to die. We are shadows in the neon light. We are shadows.
Just let me fall to my groove. Took you and losing you at the start. Took you. Just let me fall to my groove. Took you and losing you at the start. Took you.
take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it. You ask me how we got here, 'cause you don't know how. You say we're taking on water, yeah, we're sinking now. You're looking all concerned, like we're gonna drown. But we both know how to swim, no worries, let's flow for now. Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it. I know I'm not easy. I drag you out your mind. And there are days I hate you, but baby, you're still mine. And we have the best times, no matter what we do. And even when we don't, there's nobody I'd rather choose. Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. I'm not a saint, you mad? Your sugar-coated doll is not so pure, my bad. I don't give a. You stepping on me and they call my mama, touch you better than that. You're mad, I guess you're mad. Want my
and welcome everyone to day 2 of the MOSEF Fall Brawl. I am Tucker Haynes, and we are about to bring you some Overwatch action. This is Michael. How we feeling?
Yeah, my name is Michael Stween. Really excited to be here today with all these high schools. So we're seeing the top 8 Overwatch teams in the state of Missouri competing here today. We're only going to see about half of them on our stream, I guess. But yeah, so we're going to start off with Fox High School versus Branson High School, waiting on them to get ready in the lobby.
Teams looking to get themselves into the second round of this bracket.
Yeah, and this is actually a first state appearance for both of those teams. So 2023 is the first year Fox High School and Branson have qualified for the for an Overwatch state finals.
Exciting stuff for both of these teams, not just the Pirates. However, the Fox Esports side, this is going to be a really, really good game to start things off. We've had to wait, but it's going to be worth it.
Yeah, and thank you guys for being so patient and waiting for that stream to get up. I know that they were having some technical issues on the stage in there. So with these control maps, before we get started, they are a best 2 out of 3 within the map itself. So the teams will have to control an objective, hence the name. And so they're going to look to see who can get there first. We see the Symmetra coming out from Fox here so that they can get that teleporter and get a little quicker as we go into possibly the first team fight.
Hippo gets onto the control point first. Fox trying to take a more sideways route to it. Catches Branson off guard a little bit. So I believe Sack does knock Gnarly off of the map with that right click. Incredible way to start off. Control point is not unlocked yet, but Branson has complete control over it.
Yeah, we saw Fox actually rotate around the outside there, trying to catch Branson from the back and force a fight there. Oh, but now the Symmetra turret onto point and a direct team fight here where Fox might be able to take that back very quickly. The Baptiste in Immortality Field keeping the Reinhardt up there for a second, but oh, nope, he's totally healed back up. Right now in Overwatch, it is very much a healer's game. Everything is very focused around the healers and how well they play with their team.
Branson wins out that Reinhardt fight. The tank of Fox is down. That's going to put a big hamper in their plans, gives Branson all the control that they need over the control point. And they're just going to keep on counting it up. They are quite close to a few of their ultimates.
Right.
Baptiste's window is almost active on the Fox side, but Branson is less than 20% away from 4 ultimates, that being, of course, the spinning shotguns, aimbot, as well as the Earth Shatter and Sound Barrier for Lucio.
Yeah, and we did see the window come out for Baptiste, but they didn't seem to get anything of it, and they lost their May as well. Looks like we have ults coming on the line for both teams. A Reaper ult doesn't get anything on Branson's side, and the Rhine Shatter from Fox actually goes into the other Rhine's shield. So 2 ults going down there, not getting any use, and we do see it looks like Branson's going to clean up this fight again.
It just gets worse and worse for Fox. So much ability used up, and it did not do anything whatsoever. Branson still has 3 of their ults available. They only used the Earth Shadow from Rain, and it was absolutely incredible stuff.
Yeah, so seeing that window coming into that is going to be pretty hard to do offensively. And a huge boot from Hippo, getting 2 members of that team. And then Rachel, go ahead and SDs there to get the reset.
And Fox has to run back to this point. We are 9% away from moving on to the second. I don't think they're going to make it.
I don't know that they can make it.
No chance.
And they didn't switch anything either, so they're not going to try anything really cheesy here. Yep, so that's going to be a first point win for Branson with a pretty one-sided fight there. Hopefully Fox can come back and make that next round more competitive.
Is there?
There is always room for improvement.
Do I need to be closer to the mic? Is that
No.
okay? And we're starting on the second map here. This one is Garden. So we have a lot more open space on this one that's and fightable and not within points here. But we do see Fox on the left, and we actually took opposite routes this time, so it might be interesting how that plays out. But pretty similar comps again, although Branson did switch to a Pharmacy. We'll see how that goes for them.
Look at the DPS. It is DPSing. Rico has one. There we see the Pharah taking down May. The Reinhardt immediately taken down, and the Baptiste kills himself to get back on that respawn timer. And it's another incredibly efficient fight from Branson. They don't drop a single player, and Fox, they just can't get it going.
Yeah, Branson has been very dominant in these fights. I'm not sure what Fox needs to change up. I know that their comp this round is very similar to their comp last round. I think maybe the only difference, no, they had a Bastion last round, didn't they? So looks like they're actually playing the same thing. I don't know if they need to change. They lost their Lucio early, and they're both supports down, and without supports, they're not going to last long in a fight here.
Oh, wow. Zesty Peach on that far, chasing Reinhardt down. He's so low.
Oh,
it's a beautiful boost up. Barely survives this gnarly Harbor. Runs back, regroup with the team. Fox has to regroup here. Branson's already 50% of the way through this point, and it's another old fight that goes their way. Branson, they have Pharah's ultimate up and ready, with Ana's really, really close.
Yeah, so like I said earlier, this meta right now in Overwatch 2 here is very much. Oh, well, that's a giant barrage there from Zesty Peach, and we see another SD from Rachel. Oh, it counts as a boop. She does get the kill. It is very much a support-based meta right now, where your support picks can really, really influence everything. So it's not always about your tank into your tank, but those support picks matter a lot, and there's so much healing in the game right now that when those supports are up, it's just hard to get anything going. Unless you get an instant kill with a Rhine charge, of course. Big shatter, though, from Gnarly, unable to capitalize it.
Zesty has a double kill with it as well.
I think
Rachel.
it turned into 3. Turned into 3, I think.
Yeah. And this count is starting to get really, really rough for
They do
Fox.
have the Symmetra. They might be able to get that TP on the point this time and contest.
Look like it.
Nope, it is going to. Yep. So first map on Lijiang Tower is going to go to Branson High School. 2-0 on Fox there. Hopefully Fox can turn it around once we get to a new map type.
Not just 2-0, but not a single percentage point was given to Fox.
True.
It was 100-100 on both points. Play of the game, by far.
Double boot.
This was absolutely incredible. The double boot off, as well as the overheal. That is unbelievable stuff from the Lucio. I love the entire support from Branson was incredible all game.
Yeah. So some facts about the players. Fox's lineup that's starting right now is actually I think all seniors except for Nano Reed. I think is the only one on there that's not a senior. Not sure what year they are. But awesome to Fox for having so many seniors coming out and playing here. Looks like of those seniors, Pyro is hoping to go to SLU, and Gnarly, who we saw on Reinhardt there, is hoping to go to SEMO. And so all the best to them, and hopefully they do well in those colleges.
Best of luck to them. Map 2 about to get underway. We're switching game modes, and of course we are switching map. We're going to Blizzard World, and no more control. It's
control.
It's a control and payload hybrid.
So we start. Whoever is attacking will start on a control map. They will want to take that map just the same way that we saw the last map going, where it's really a King of the Hill kind of thing, and whoever. Oh, sorry, no, I lied. Control is King of the Hill. This one doesn't go back and forth. This one, it's just the attackers trying to cap it. So misspoke there. And once they do cap it, if they do cap it, it unlocks the payload as Tucker said. So from there on, they will push the payload the rest of the map. And a new note on the rest of these maps that aren't control is we will see both sides. So we will not only see Branson attack here, but we will also see Fox attack after Branson finishes. And so whoever is attacking second, all they have to do is get farther than the first team. Or if they both push all the way, it can go into kind of a tiebreaker within this map. So
There's a lot of intricacies to the Overwatch
Yeah.
game modes. Hybrid's fun though. Hybrid is fun. It really challenges both sides of your game because it's
right.
at its simplest point, Overwatch is a game of two abilities: King of the Hill and push. It's the
Yep,
same
yep.
thing. So Hybrid combines those. You have to do one, and then you unlock the other.
Yeah, so hybrid's very interesting because you can see so many different comps throughout the game. You can start with one comp to get that control point, and then you can do a widely different one now that you're moving with the payload. Speaking
Yeah.
of comps, the comps we might see out of Branson here, it seems like they like Brawl and they like Dive, both of which going to be pretty good here on the start to get that first point. Whereas Fox prefers more of a brawly style. Now we saw both teams playing Brawl on the last one. Those were the comps that they were playing with, that Reinhardt, Lucio, everyone getting in and fighting each other. We did see a deviation with the Pharah, but still mostly centered on that brawly, getting your tank in there and punishing people. So going to be interesting to see how those comps play out in this matchup here.
So we went to Lijiang Tower for map 1. We're gonna switch it up. Go to Blizzard World. So for the
This is one of my favorite maps.
This is one of your favorite maps,
It's
really?
just a cool map. Like it's an amusement park
It looks
based
beautiful.
on Blizzard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, when are we gonna have real life Blizzard World? That is the question, I think. So
I want it.
yeah,
I want it now.
Blizzard World win.
Blizzard World win. I'm
Blizzard
hoping
World win.
for 2025, maybe.
Yeah,
2026?
that would be. I think that's ambitious, but
Yeah,
and they gotta
2030.
put it in Anaheim, obviously. Blizzard capital, Anaheim, California.
Oh, of course, of course. So talk about Blizzard World. Lijiang Tower, of course, control map. This one is a hybrid map. What are some heroes you think are going to come out here in the mighty amusement park?
I don't know. Definitely based on what we ran in the first map, I wouldn't be surprised to see Reinhardt on both teams. Although we might pick a tank that is a little more static. So possibly an Orisa from the defense or offense. Actually, she's pretty good offensively as well at moving forward and taking that space. Sigma we could see on defense certainly. I think it's a pretty good chance that Fox might run that Bastion again on either side here. Bastion's a pretty strong hero right now. With the armor, armor's always very good on a character. And with that healing pumped in, you can just keep that armor health up. So it's hard to get that Bastion down to low health. We'll probably definitely see some hit scan. I don't know. It could be a lot of things. That's the cool thing about Overwatch right now is pretty much anything is viable, and it just depends on the comp that your opponent is running. So the meta right now really is just counter picking. So honestly, we could see a lot of switching throughout all of the games here, and I'm pretty excited for it to see how these teams adapt.
Yeah, I would really love to see a Sigma. I kind of studied up before this, watching some pros, and one thing that I saw a lot of was Sigma on Blizzard World, specifically the defender side, like you said. Which, I mean, to be fair, it's a little bit better on defender side, but at this level, I don't really think it matters whether it's defender or attacker sided. I think Sigma, you can just get away with them pretty much anywhere.
Yeah. It's all about how your team plays together, really. So we do see a Ramatra coming out from Fox on the defense here, and the Reinhardt, as we kind of expected, on the attack from Branson. Ramatra going to be an interesting pick here on the defense here. Ramatra, not a shield tank, definitely a good brawly tank. So it's going to be interesting how they want to play these fights and where they want to play these fights. We do see the Bastion coming out again, as we predicted. And we see one of the very popular picks in the game, Ana, on Branson's side. Ana is probably one of my favorite characters. Has maybe the most impactful kit as a support character with her sleep and her nano and her her grenade. She can just change a team fight in an amazing fashion. So
yeah, Hippo played a little bit of Ana in the last game. I believe it was the second map, or the second point rather, of the first map.
And there we see the sleep on the Bastion, and they're going to leave him snoozing. So he's out of that fight for that good amount of time there.
This first fight starts off a little bit better for Fox, though.
They did this lose their Lucio.
Yeah. So that's half the support already. You still have that piece. Unfortunately, it's not enough to keep the Mei alive on the side. Bastion is back, trying to retake it out, but I don't think Branson is going to be denied.
Yep.
This
so
is
they
gonna
have
become a
given
payload
that
now.
up there. Yep. So we are now pushing the payload. May looks like she got lucky there with that spawn. Could have gone poorly for her and been spawned in the back, but yep. So all of Fox is kind of grouped up here. They're trying to find a spot to defend. May buying them a little bit of time with that wall, and she does get a lucky pick on the Ana there with a headshot. That's a great way to start this fight and kind of turn the momentum here. Unfortunately, they can't really do much other than reset them because the payload's not going to go back anywhere. And I mean, it's good reset, but hopefully it's the first of many for them.
Gnarly Harbor goes crazy, double kill to end it off. Payload's going to get stopped for a sec. Ramatra has their ultimate up. Window and the Bastion artillery strike is available for Fox as well. They just hide it out.
So we see a
Waiting.
switch on Branson. Zesty Peach went
Ooh.
for, I'm actually not sure what they were on before, but they are, they were Symmetra and
They
are
were
now
Symmetra.
on the on Cassidy. Oh, and actually they switched again. Switched to Junkrat. So this fight
Jeez.
is going in the favor of Fox once again. But Branson regrouping at spawn.
Make a little bit of progress with that payload, but not going to stay that way for too long as it starts to slowly creep back. Once the attackers die and they leave the payload alone, eventually it will start to reverse.
Oh, and
which
Tucker, we can
makes
see
it
them being
a
a
lot
little
harder.
sneaky here. So
Hold
the
on a
Fox
sec.
can't see that, but Reaper is actually trying to flank from the right over there. See if anything comes of that. It doesn't look like it's going to matter.
Yeah, I love the idea. The idea from Zesty Peach was absolutely incredible. Unfortunately, Mango catches it out. Zesty Peach is no more. Another switch on the Branson side. Pickle switching off of the Reinhardt, I believe, onto the Zarya. And Zesty Peach is going to stick with that Junkrat. So
Yeah.
we're definitely seeing some composition
Right.
switches very, very violently from Branson. It kind of shows me that they don't really know what to do. Pickle is really starting to pop off. The overdrive or the nano from Hippo is incredible. Does not quite get a kill, but the damage was insane.
Yeah, it's interesting. Zesty Peach has been on 4 heroes probably in the last 2 minutes, although they've quickly worked on charging that Junkrat ult. Not sure what they were going for on all those switches, but I think they're going to stick on Junkrat here. With the little duel up top with the May, but topped up quickly. And Fox has taken the high ground there. Pretty good place to be. Good note to always remind your teams, it only takes one person to stop the payload. So we can see that Ramatra is actually on point, holding that payload, while the rest of his team is above and taking that advantage of that high ground.
Gnarly Harbor, 2 versus 1. In comes Lucio.
Unfortunately, Lucio
Chasing
just that's
down
all he
on
gets
it.
him.
There's no more
Rachel takes him
support. Actually, never mind. The Lucio is still alive, but they're nowhere near the payload. So let's go ahead and bring that back just a little bit. It's another good fight from Fox. Branson had quite a bit going for them. They had Zarya absolutely pummeling everything in her path, but
Yeah, already has
eventually
ultimate,
Fox gets their feet back under themselves. Good thing, though, for Branson, they have the sound barrier as well as the glasses for Soldier. Zarya's is up. The tire is up as well. With if Ana can just keep doing their thing, healing everyone up,
they
and this
poke-
should be fine. Speaking of tire, it gets popped. Might be able to find a couple of kills. I don't think it can get up there. Never mind. It just grabbed one as well as the immortality field of Mango.
Yeah, and they used the sound barrier aggressively there, so they started the fight with the overhealth and the shield there to get in and be able to get in safely, and then followed up with a tire. And even without taking that kill immediately from the Junkrat there, they deterred the enemy team. You know, they made them scatter because that threat of that tire is very big, and Mango has to play really well with his immortality to try and save his team from that. So we did see Branson take point B. So what that's done is it's added a little bit of time onto the timer and ticked their score up to 2. So we will see if Fox can hold them to that 2 and retake on attack.
Gnarly Harbor getting up close and personal, trying to delay Branson as much as possible. Fortunately, Ashton caught in a really rough spot. No kills found. Branson's going to get dragged off of the payload, and Fox holding their ground very nicely. Gnarly Warrior has the ultimate up if they choose to use it. Whenever they do, this could be a massive make or break point for Fox, depending on how this Ramatra can pop it. The Blizzard comes out. Not as good as they might have wanted it to. Never mind. Hold on. Creeko's caught.
Yeah, this is pretty delayed fight here, going on for quite a long time. Looks like Gnarly Harbor might be able to clean this up. A lot of people low. Yep, they are able to win that outright for Fox there.
Fantastic stuff. Fox hold it out. They still have 2 ultimates to use. Branson really wanted to just keep running through all the way to that 3rd point. But unfortunately, they used up so much of their utility, and Fox hardly used anything. Ramacha popping up that ultimate. Nano Reed eliminating the immortality field. Gnarly Harbor has no more life for Pickle as they go down. No more tank for Branson, and the support is really, really low. Baptiste down to a tiny sliver.
Looks like, unfortunately, they left the Sombra behind there. Couldn't quite get her down, but she has kind of reset with her team. Playing a little forward while she is invisible to the Fox team there, so they don't know that she's there. And looks like she's going to go in and play a little aggressive here. She did just build that EMP, so that is a temporary removal of the Fox team's ability. They do have those back at this time. We can see them getting some of those up and saving their team here. And they need to focus Pickle right now. She's out in the front there, the Zarya, and taking a little bit of damage, but just those bubbles and the healing just coming through for her, and she's not going to go down.
DPS is done. So is the Baptiste. Down goes Lucio as well. No more heals on the Fox side.
Yeah, Hippo
May is done. Artillery strike is still active, but Branson is so close. It's one more good fight. They don't even need to eliminate everyone. All they need to do is get a couple of good kills, and that's going to do it. They eventually make their way all the way through. The artillery strike from Nano is incredible, getting 3 kills, but it's too late. Branson gets all the way.
Yeah, and reminder, Branson did take that first map as well. So, and they 2-0, and so now they've got 3-0 for now. But Fox is going to have a chance to take their own score up here. But Fox really wants to win this Blizzard World map overall, so that they can get some points on the board. Reminder that it is best of 5, so first 2, 3 is going to be the ones to get it here.
All right, so Branson had a really nice time both on the control point and on the payload side of their attacking point, but it's time for Fox to try their hardest, and they've got to get it all the way. And like you said, they really want to make sure that Blizzard World ends in a dub because they do not want to be forced into a reverse sweep scenario.
Right, so and the way that this is going to work is, so Fox has to push it all the way, and they want to do it in a quicker amount of time than Branson did it. So we can see Branson had 36 seconds left on the clock when they finally finished the map, and Fox is going to want to do that with more time. Looks like they're going to go to the left here with Pyro leading the charge as Symmetra. Probably going to do a quick TP over back to the point, but the Junkrat spam coming into the window might be dangerous for them. Doing a sneaky little TP. I'm not sure where they're going to go. They're going to go straight to point. It looks, nope. Oh, I don't know if they've decided, which might be a problem for them.
Here comes Junkrat. Another kill, immediately taking down everyone. That is 4
that is
in a row for
team
Zesty
kill.
Peach. And then the launch from the Reinhardt takes down the last remaining one. Or I guess it would be the, I don't know the exact term, but the fire swing.
Fire strike, yep.
Fire strike.
So got to
Really,
be
I
very
was close.
careful with Junkrat and going into a room there. So that Junkrat spam, those grenades are bouncing around on walls, and just very easy to pick up a lot of damage there, as we just saw Zesty get those 4 kills there. So Fox is going to want to be careful about going into that room again. They're probably going to not do the same thing, I would imagine.
Yeah, that's exactly what Zesty Peach was doing. They knew that they were going to get into a close range engagement, so they picked the Junkrat. They popped out a lot of the grenades from the grenade launcher. The tire goes out. It takes down Lucio.
Yeah, Rachel actually
nearly takes down Bastion as well.
Rachel took that one at face, in the face, booped it away for a second, got it a little farther away from her teammates, and I mean, she did protect her teammates with it. Unfortunately, she went down and was not there to heal her team from it. So this Junkrat just running rampant on Blizzard World defense here.
You know, I don't think Branson has lost a single man yet.
On defense,
On
I would
defense,
agree
no.
because I don't think we've had to
No.
see anybody come back yet.
I don't think Fox has got a single kill yet. Branson has gotten like 3 team wipes now. Time's still running thin. Like, you have to remember, they are on a pretty timely manner. Like, sure,
Yeah,
they
so-
may still have 2 minutes, but you also have to remember you have to beat that 36-second mark.
Right. I think this is what I think this is what Fox needed to have done from the beginning. They teleported to the left there, where that Junkrat really had no say on what they were doing, and they were able to get directly on the point, take that team fight win, and take the point. So it does tick up their time. They're up to 4 minutes now, and if they get point B, it will tick that up again. So hopefully Fox is wanting to push into that. We'll see if they have any comp changes now that we're on to the payload portion of the map, and vice versa to Branson. But doesn't look like anything at this moment. They're going to keep their ult percentages with who they've got and keep running that same comp. But
Gnarly Harbor try to be sneaky and gets run back all the way behind the payload. And just go pop that shield up. There goes the Fire Strike. Does not quite connect. Dueling Fire Strikes, mind you.
yeah, so Fire Strike crazy, really crazy with a BAP window. So if you throw that through the BAP window, I mean, it can instant shot some squishy characters. And with a nano as well, it's just a devastating ability that has quite a big range there. So Fox taking a very, very wide approach. They're going to go all the way around and come up on the high ground behind him and hope to win this fight. But once again, they're kind of at a natural choke point here against that Junkrat. So hopefully they can get out of that. Pop the soldier ult from Branson here. Does pick up the Symmetra with it. Doesn't look like they're going to get anyone else with that.
And Kriko getting aggressive as well. Forcing everyone into a small room, and the Riptire's perfect. That's a triple kill with Kriko ending out the Reinhardt, and back goes the payload. It was such a good run for Fox, and now they got to do it all again. That's going to waste off a good minute. Branson is absolutely rolling right now.
Yeah. Oh, baby, a triple, as they say. Now, some interesting things at this level of Overwatch play is you can see, you might be thinking, oh, well, they're just leaving the payload. They're not touching the payload. What is more important to them is the team fight win. So we can see the whole team of Foxes up here taking this team fight win, because once that's done, they can go push the payload. So see, this is how that's going to work out for them. Now they can go push it uninhibited.
Branson's got to get that respawn. Fox starting to get close to that first checkpoint. They got 2 minutes to get there before they really need to start rushing and panicking. Branson's going to do everything they can to hold them off as much as possible. Up goes the Junkrat. The dynamite is really, really good, but no kills done. They try to
Going on a little
reposition
bit of a
under.
Yeah, this fight has devolved. Oh, now it's back into a brawl here. We see I'm not sure what ult was that.
Here we go. The sound barrier is absolutely huge. Gnarly Harbor just hunting down the soldier, and there's no chance for Kriko to get away from it.
Yeah, that's
The
another
first point's reached.
another good team fight win there for Fox, and they're up to 3 minutes. So they're not going to gain any more time at this point. So they have 3 minutes to push this payload to the end, and they want to do it in 2.5 because they want to have a better time than Branson did.
Here it goes. Branson is sticking with the composition. We've seen a couple of fights that have not gone their way, but they are not switching things up. I really like to see this. They know that their composition can work. All they got to do is play their heroes a little bit better. A great start for Tickle. They've got the charge into the corner. The Reinhardt stood no chance. They were already pretty low, so that's what most of it was. But
Yeah,
still,
and once
it was
Gnarly
the
went
charge
down,
that got the credit.
once Gnarly went down, Fox just knew they couldn't handle that fight without their tank, so they went ahead and backed off, which was the smart play by them, and not suffer any more losses. But jumping into this fight, they're already down 1 member and their immortality field, which is not a great way to start it, and doesn't look like they've really put anything else on the other team. Certainly no kills, but we're watching Nano trying to get some of those here and pick some up.
At the moment, Fox is just being bullied all the way back home. And Nano takes a couple of shots as well. They have their artillery, or
The
they have the
Maywall.
artillery up. Maywall, hold on. They want to reposition, but the fire strike is incredible.
Oh, what a
Pyro gas
shatter.
one. It's a headshot. Nano with a really nice kill. Give May 3 on the team fight. And let's get that payload pushing a little bit further. They've got a minute to make it 50 meters.
Yeah, very good.
Oh, wow.
Very good use of some ults there from out of Fox. We see a great use of the Maywall to set up the stage for that, and then the Baptiste window coming out, getting some good, much-needed damage on there to follow up with that Rhine shatter that was just critical to that fight. And we're hearing a Bastion ult out of Nano here. See if they can get anything with it. Oh, they take 2 out of it. Just kidding. One of them was the Immortality Field, but Pickle was nanoed for that fight, able to pick up some kills there. That nano on that Reinhardt just makes him so undefeatable. But the payload was close.
Only 5 meters. Talk about close. But Branson wins out that fight. And it seems like Fox is going to have a chance for one more attempt at it. Branson has 3 really good ults that they can use for it. The artillery is going to get popped a little bit early. The window of BAP is going to be absolutely massive if they pop it in the right place, but the window might not even be needed. There it is. So much carnage, so much chaos. In comes the Lucio to try to save this point, but it is a very tall task as there he goes.
Yeah, we saw, unfortunately, they lost their Baptiste coming up to that fight, who has now switched to Moira. And unable to get there with their full team. So the Mei ult, which they kind of had to use, they had to get in there and fight it. Just wasn't, no one was there to capitalize it, unfortunately, except for Gnarly, who couldn't do it by himself. We do see a beat to get in here into the fight. If Gnarly can push through and get some kills here, we do see a shatter come out. It looks like he got 3, 4. Oh my gosh, I think they did it.
They've done it. Oh my goodness, it drove us all the way to overtime. They were 2 meters away before their time ran out, but they tie it up. They've got 3.
So we can see on the times here, Branson got that minute 36, so they added a minute to their leftover time here. And Fox, for finishing in overtime, only gets the minute. So they would have had a minute plus whatever they would have been left with. Unfortunately, that was 0 for them. So that's why they wanted to finish faster than that 36 seconds. So what's going to happen here is both teams are going to get one more chance to attack, and they only have that time left in the bank. So they will have Fox will be attacking first, and will have 1 minute to push as far as they can, and then there will be followed by a Branson attack who will do the same.
This point's going to be incredibly hard. We cannot forget that Fox, at the start of this map, their control took over a minute and a half to get even close to it. So this is going to be incredibly difficult for Fox to make their way onto that point in a timely manner. Branson, they got that point pushed over in less than 30.
Yeah, it was very much quicker on the Branson side. So we're going to see if Fox changes up that comp. Looks like they're actually going to run the same thing. Probably you do that same teleporter to the left. So we'll see if Branson is wise to that this time. Although Zesty seems to be set up in the same spot, hoping to get those same Junkrat kills that they got before.
Couple of Junkrat grenades that are placed in the right spot could be the end of this map, and it could be match point for Branson. There's the TP. They want to immediately target that point. They want to waste no time. Bastion goes robot mode. Nano gets another one. There goes the Immortality Field, as well as the Baptiste.
And Fox looks like they're going to
Pyro takes down the Reinhardt, and Branson is no longer available. This point's going to be taken by Fox.
Yeah, and so they did unlock the payload, but unfortunately in this overtime round here, in this tiebreaker round, they do not get any extra time. So they're still only working with those now 10 seconds to push this payload. The animation is so slow for it to come out. They must be hating that. It's wasting all of their valuable time. So at this point, it is going to be in overtime for Fox. They cannot leave this payload for too long, or the time will tick out and they will go down here.
It's one team fight for Fox that could be the end of their push. Pickle has so much damage taken. The window of Baptiste is absolutely massive. There's no more immortality for Branson. There's no more Ana as well. They only have their Baptiste. Nerf Ashton barely gets away. And Fox is nearing that second point at an alarming speed.
Junkrat drops down on the point. He can do just so much burst damage, but Nano able to quickly take him out, and then they get the Reinhardt as well on the Shatter and clean up another team fight here. They're going to get another point as long as no one leaves that payload. That was a pretty quick and easy point B for Fox.
Overtime stays. There is no more extra time, so they still have to stay on it, but they do have another point. At 5, that means Branson has to take the control point as well as push farther than this. And with how this push has gone from Fox, or how this attack has gone, it's going to be very difficult. I thought this was going to be a really easy sweep for Branson, but I stand corrected. The overtime from Fox has been absolutely incredible. Another rip tire is brought out by Branson.
Good immortality.
Only able to grab the immortality field, but it's better than nothing.
Yeah, so remember that Branson only needs one team fight win here to end this part of this game. But Fox has to keep winning them over and over again. It's a tall order, but they are able to deliver on it, and they are just constantly cleaning up this team. All Branson has to do is get him off the payload, but they just cannot get it done. And the crowd is going insane in that arena.
Yeah, we can hear it through the headphones, which is absolutely incredible. Pickle had a really good showing. They got a double kill, but they weren't able to take anyone off. The nano was good from Hippo, but it still was not enough. And in comes Fox, pushing it all the way through. They've almost reached the last little spot. Overtime is still active. Zesty Peach trying to take them off, deny them of a 6th point, but it does not look like they are going to be denied. They continue to push. Rico goes down. There's only the Baptiste on it. Lucio is the last to fall. No more Ana, and no more pushing for Fox. It is an overtime completion for Fox.
Yeah, well done by Fox. So they finished the first point basically at overtime, and they were able to push that all the way to the end. That is a tremendous effort from them, where they only had to lose one team fight to go down there. So well done to Fox there for coming back and really figuring that map out. Hopefully they can do the same thing on defense and shut Branson out here for that much needed first point.
And just like that, the tone has switched. This is not Branson's game anymore.
Absolutely.
We thought this was for sure their game. When they were attacking, they got that control point incredibly easy, insanely efficient, and with like 4 minutes to make it all the way to the next point. And now, here we are. They have 1 minute and 36 seconds to make it not only to the control point, but to the first checkpoint, and then the second to tie it up.
Yep. So from Branson here, they have maybe 3 team fights that they can play here. So they can maybe afford to lose 2 team fights. They only need one to win here, probably, or to win the first point. But otherwise they'll be in overtime. So they are wanting to get this done quickly as possible, whereas Fox just needs to shut them down 3 times, and that'll be it.
Yeah, let's not forget, there's no way that you can get the point and push the payload all the way in 1 minute and 36.
No, absolutely not.
You're going to have to get to overtime, which is a very scary thing to think about if you're Branson.
Yes. So, again, in overtime, if you leave the objective, that overtime counter immediately, well, it depends on how long it's been, but it will almost immediately tick down and end the game. So once that overtime counter is live, you cannot leave your objective. Now, we see a quick TP from Branson onto the high ground, but Fox able to get the first kill there and take them out. Destiny does get 1, but Pyro picks up another 2 on the other side, and looks like that Fox is going to clean this up for that first fight here.
Reaper runs away, completely teleports back. First fight, definitely going the way of Fox. Deathpiece has to run back. We hear the 60-second mark. It's just one more Fox win, and that could be the end of it, depending on how long Branson takes to get back to that point.
Yeah, we see some what we would call cheese coming out of Fox here again with the Mei and the Bastion, but both of those are very strong heroes right now, whereas Kriko going the Reaper into them, hoping to just get in and do some of that damage with that Brawl comp with him and Reinhardt up there up front. And the same with the Symmetra as well, even though the Symmetra also provides a lot of mobility to their team. And a quick ultimate, because they already popped it.
Wall goes up from Symmetra. And yet again, the immortality field is no more from Mango. However, Gnarly Harbor doing an incredible job of holding off Branson for as long as possible. Clock started to run thin, but Gnarly gets slept.
Oh,
and they're incredibly low, but Nano and Rachel teaming up. It's a double kill. Insane things. The Lucio might just be the end of it. It's overtime, and Kariko goes down. Fox is going to steal map 2.
What a turnaround. We saw that first playthrough go totally in Branson's favor for almost the entire time until Fox finally was able to get that first point, and they were able to turn things around a little bit. But oh my gosh, was the second round there totally the opposite.
And we hear the cheers of the Fox fans in the next room. Absolutely deserved. This was the play of the game. And I mean, to be fair, you can't really count anything else with it. It was a quadra with Junkrat.
Right, and
They
the
did not
team
end up
kill.
winning, but it was still incredible to watch. And I cannot believe the comeback from Fox. That was Branson's game for 3/4 of the game, and all of a sudden, Branson turned into the overtime Warriors.
Yeah, we saw some
Or Fox turned into the overtime
saw
Warriors,
some
rather.
really good fights out of Fox. They're just able to keep their tank alive and keep their supports in the back line and keep them alive. And just keeping those key members of that team alive just really helps that whole fight. And some early picks onto Branson really takes those fights just out of their favor.
Yeah. So I believe the next point is going to be escort.
It is an escort.
It is
yes.
escort. So we're basically dehybriding the hybrid,
I
and
want to
we
say
are
it's
just
Zambani.
going into the payload. So it's whoever can push the payload better. It's the
Nimbani's a
second.
hybrid. It's definitely not Nimbani. Sorry.
That's all right. So it's basically hybrid,
Shambali.
but you
Shambali.
don't have to take the control point.
Right.
All you got to do is push the cart, and you're good to
Payload
go.
the whole time. So it is still 3 points on the payload. So there are still 3 objectives, A, B, and C. But this time they are all 3 payload parts. So it is Shambali Monastery that we're going to see. Actually, another beautiful map. Most of the maps in the game are very beautiful. This is a newer map, only introduced in Overwatch 2, and is the home of Zenyatta. And I think Ramatra trained there, and Genji worked there under Zenyatta as well. So just a little bit of lore side of things. Beautiful maps, though.
Yeah, you gotta love the Overwatch lore.
Yes.
It's hardly ever when something goes like untold, like, oh, this character's from here.
Yes.
This
The
character did
cinematics
something
are
here. The
wonderful.
cinematics are incredible.
Yeah.
They're beautiful.
Beautiful. And the really crazy part is, the 2 dragons comes to mind with Hanzo and Genji. And there are details from that in the rest in peace to Assaults. But in the Hanamura map from back in the day in Overwatch 1, there are details from that cinematic in that map. And it's really cool to be able to find those things. So a great map out of, I said grape that time, a great map out of Fox there. Able to take that 6-3, just wonderful from them. Really turning it around. So, and I mean, Tucker, this could be anyone's match here. So as we go into Shambali.
It really could. And I did not expect that much of a flip around from Lijiang Tower to Blizzard World. Like, it was Branson all the way through Lijiang Tower, all the way through the first half of Blizzard World on hybrid on Blizzard World, and then Shambali. This could be anyone's. I mean, if you want to talk about it, Fox Warrior did do better when they were pushing that payload. Maybe they're just a payload team.
Yeah.
Maybe this is their home. This is their
Right.
home.
So this is where we see that difference in Overwatch. Is that first map, that King of the Hill Lijiang Tower map, is a totally different playstyle than what we would see on Payload. Now we did see a lot of the similar compositions with a lot of Reinhardt in that brawly style, but that could just be a these teams like that character. But their play styles were actually very different with how they played around the payload and how they utilized the map versus when they did control. So.
And while we're on the topic of just the different game modes, the different play styles, let's not forget, if Fox is just a payload team, we're going to escort and then push, which is a variation.
Yes.
You got to push the big robot, which if Fox is as much of a payload escort team that we have been talking about, this could be an incredibly swift 3-1.
Right. I'm very excited that we get to go to push. I actually really like the new push mode. So push is a map mode that was introduced in Overwatch 2. Overwatch 2 just passed its 1-year anniversary back in October.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. Well, I mean a couple months ago, but not too long for quite a youngin as Overwatch 2. So push mode is a variation. We'll talk more about it when we get there, like Tucker said. But this map though that we're going into, Shambali. I think it's definitely known as a map that people hate to attack on. It is a very defense oriented map. So thankfully we get to see both sides of that. But whoever's attacking first here might not have a great time.
Yeah, it's going to be awkward for them. It's going to be really awkward for Branson, whether they are attacking or defending, because they just came off of a pretty brutal loss.
Yeah.
Fox, absolutely hyped as can be.
Yeah.
So they not only have a big morale booster, but they also are just insanely feeling themselves. Their team morale is boosted. Their personal morale has been boosted as well. And they are incredibly confident going into that. And if I were Branson, I would personally be scared because I would never have expected to win control that easily and that brutally, and then just get absolutely smacked around.
And we could see it go both ways. Hopefully, Fox doesn't get overconfident in their
That
ability.
is true.
And start taking some risks that they shouldn't be taking. So Branson, as a team, needs to settle down, get their minds back in the game, and figure out their game plan for how they're going to take this Fox team down. Whereas Fox needs to run it back. They need to do the same things that they were just doing in the last game and play the same way.
There's a lot of nuances that we can talk about. And like you said, the overconfidence can absolutely be a killer for Fox. They have to be careful. They have to play confident. I would love to see it kind of exuberate, but at the same time, I don't want it to become overconfidence to a
Right.
point where it becomes cockiness.
Right.
And then you just start making stupid mistakes.
Right.
Because it happens to the best of us. Like highest of the high and the lowest of the low. If you have a good game or you have a good run, you start acting a little bit outrageous.
Right.
And sometimes, if you're not careful, you can just undo all the progress you made. Because this could still be a 3-1 in favor of Branson.
Right, especially
Very
at,
easily.
especially at the state finals here, where you have your community backing you. You know, we're hearing the
Mhm.
Fox fans in there cheering constantly, which is awesome for that team. But hopefully they don't get a little too hyped on them. So we'll see.
Still quite a long way to go, though. We're having some, not necessarily issues, but we're having some confusions here behind the desk. So we're going to take a short break. We got more Overwatch coming up really, really soon. When we return, we have Escort on Shambali. It's still Fox versus Branson.
Yep.
Let's get ready for this. I trust my best, confess. You hate me wearing the pants if you weren't so damn obsessed with making me a perfect lie. Makeup is out, naturals in, letting my skin glow out. You took it shit if you don't like this, you still live in your man's world. I'm not gonna spend the night, I'm talking.
I'm the deepest in the cut. Everybody tuning in, but this is just for us now. We know I ain't ballin' yet. Hoes wanna holler, oh no, I don't call them back. Girl, let me see you hold it down, we gon' have a blast. Cause I just wanna know what you gonna do with all of that. Ain't gotta say a word, I know what's up. You can have it all, watch me rip it off. I'll admit it, you got me feeling hella loved. Even when it's going down, know that we gon' live it up. Young shot caller, always been a baller. Know that you the one, I can feel it in my heart. Yeah, I won't stop charging, we going come harder. I can see you and I, way beyond the stars, girl. I can never ever find the right words, and there's no way this is real life. There's no telling you're the right girl, so I can only say that it feels right. It feels right. It feels right. It feels right. So right, so right, so right. I'm just going with the gut. Never had a doubt, felt like this is just a must. Put me in perspective, I'm the deepest in the cut. Everybody tuning in, but this is just for us now.
What's going on, everybody? We are still here at the MOSEF Fall Ball live from Ozarks Technical Community College. It's Tucker and Michael, and we are about to get started with map 3 of Fox versus Branson on Shambali.
Yeah, jumping into that escort map. So once again, this whole map will be just pushing that little cute truck that there. I wonder what its purpose is. It's making a delivery. I don't know. So we're gonna see. Looks like we're gonna see Branson attack first this time. So they did switch up sides here. So if you were used to checking left and right, we do have Branson on the left now and Fox on the right, as they have switched sides in the game. So I think we'll see Branson attacking first and then Fox to come after.
Are you sure? I think it's Fox attacking first. Maybe, maybe not.
Oh no, you're right.
Yeah, Fox is attacking first. So
I goofed it.
They get their attempt at pushing this payload first. And you said right before we went into the break that Shambali is one of those maps that you much rather would prefer to defend on.
Yes, especially at this first point. There are some difficult choke points to get through up here at the beginning. And we see Zesty breaking out that Junkrat. And I was going to say Junkrat is very good here. So there's a room actually to the left that we can't see right now that you could try to go through, but Junkrat just could reign supreme there. And we're going to see how it plays out for them. Maybe they'll get immediately overrun by Fox, but it's going to be an interesting playstyle for sure here.
Yes, it will be. It's another new agent pick. I believe that is the... Ooh, who was that? Don't tell me. Zenyatta. Zenyatta coming out for Hippo on the Branson side, which is a support pick that we have not seen yet. I am absolutely excited to see it.
It feels appropriate on Shambali Monastery, lore-wise, where Zenyatta is located. So we are seeing Fox take a little push here, taking that side road and kind of denying Branson's high ground and taking away their line of sight here. So Branson going to have to drop down and kind of brawl with them again. And it is kind of unclear who's winning this fight right now. A lot of it is back and forth, and no one is. Oh, finally, we are seeing some kills from Fox. So they might be taking the edge here.
Unclear who was winning and losing the fight until it was very clear.
Yes.
Fox grabs a couple of kills back to back to back. Branson starts to slip just a little bit, and already Fox is over halfway to that first point, and I'm not sure if Branson's going to get there in time to stop it.
Yeah, now, interestingly, they left the members of Branson behind. They didn't want to chase down those kills, but it's going to be interesting how they come back into the fight here. Oh, bad charge there from Tickle, and he is now way out of position, and he is unable to stop the payload there. So quick point A there from Fox. No troubles, really. They have only dropped... have they dropped anyone?
I don't think so. And look at Gnarly Harbor just holding down W key the entire time, swinging the hammer from left to right and back as Zesty Peach attempts to hold off Fox for just a little bit longer, but I don't think that's going to happen as Fox is still pushing that payload.
Yeah, we see
Zesty Peach is brought out of their position, and overall, Branson is getting ran over.
We see Rachel sitting on payload as the Lucio there, trying to get it to push, but only one person on that payload makes it push a little bit slower than it could. But we see the rest of the members of Fox really pushed up there and attacking. And they do not only shatter, but also wall off the tank there. I'm not sure how they didn't get the kill onto Tickle. Very interesting that they didn't get that, but now they're just going to clean up this fight. A good Maywall there to keep them from escaping.
Yet another one. There's a 10-player kill streak. The crowd's starting to get a little bit into it.
Yeah, this is just continuing on that momentum from Fox in the last match. They do not look like they want to slow down. I actually spoke to their coach, Coach Neal, out there during that little break, and she said that they hadn't woken up yet, but here they are. I think they're awake, and I think that they're ready to keep rolling.
Now, Michael, they have 4 ultimates online at the ready with the Earth Shadow less than 50% away. They have 5 minutes to make it to that last point. This should be all theirs, right?
This is a very dominant play here, especially when we're seeing no ults on the Branson side other than the window, and that Baptiste is down. They are about to get sound barrier, so could have a little bit of a save, but they probably want to save that for really when they commit to a fight with their whole team. We're seeing Branson reset. I'm not sure if Farah was going into spawn to change there for Zesty Peach. Looks like they are changing. We can see a little extra there, but I don't know if they're even going to be able to touch here. As long as Fox gets Branson off point for long enough, they've lost their tank. Yeah, I think this is a dominant Fox attack.
They've got the Earth Shatter as well, and it is popped. That should be the last little bit that Fox need to end it off, but Branson is still alive. Gnarly Harbor takes down their fashion. Lucio ending out the DPS. Down goes the Reaper. Down goes everyone else.
That's
and this is it. Fox with an insanely efficient payload push. They have 4 minutes and 22 seconds left on it as well. And this is a defender-sided map. Branson needs to put up the push of a lifetime.
Yeah, that was crazy. With almost 4.5 minutes left. That's a monumental amount of time there for Branson to have to push that. We're seeing the payload glitching a little bit on the in between here. I'm sure it's getting ready to respawn back at the start of the map, but yeah, so a tall order for Branson coming out here. They've got to get their heads in the game. I'm sure they're not feeling great after that dominant push by Fox, and of course Fox, the opposite, has to be elated right now. They're having a great time, and they want to just keep up this momentum.
And then comes a couple of different picks we have not seen yet. Out comes the Orisa, which you wanted to see a little bit earlier, and out comes the Kiriko.
I'm surprised that we have not
really
seen
quick,
the Orisa
we need
yet.
to make an announcement. There is a player named Kiriko, and there is a hero named Kiriko.
Yes.
Which is going to be confusing. Bear with me. I'm doing the best I can.
Fun fact, Rico is Turkish for carjack.
This is a place.
Really?
Yes, I was told that before the match. A fun fact. So
imagine a guy named Arm Robbery.
right. No clue what that is in Turkish. So the Orisa pick here, Orisa, a very, in my opinion, a very fun hero to play in Overwatch 2. I very much enjoy her rework. So we're going to see how Tickle does on Orisa for his first switch off Reinhardt, I believe. Oh no, he was Ramatra on defense, so never mind. But the Orisa very good at taking space and also has a suck ability where she can kind of eat some things from the other team projectiles. So they are quickly taking the space and moving to the right, while Fox we see rotate around to the left and try and take the team fight there. Looks like they might come out on top. No, Destiny Peach picking up a couple kills.
Nana Reed grabs one. There's no more immortality field, but a tickle is simply too good, giving it a triple. Down goes both of the DPSs as well as the tank. Those are 3 of the best players to take down. The supports are still alive, but there's no one for the supports to heal, so the support just lost all of its duty.
Right. I hope we see some crazy javelin throws from Tickle here on Orisa.
Yes.
We'll see how many pins he gets and how well that works out for him still. The Maywall and the shield from Fox deterring a lot of that damage, but Tickle also absorbing some here. Oh, that's an easy pick on Nano there with the Maywall. Pyro has been, excuse me, that wasn't Pyro, that was Kriko, has been getting a lot of good Maywalls. We've seen a lot in this game on both sides, actually, so.
Brethren has to run back. Hippo is the last one to fall, as I believe the Lucio, or not the Lucio rather, but the May barely gets away.
She died.
Fox, hold on. Yeah, never mind. Kriko goes down. So payload comes back. Fox, hold it off for a little bit. This push is not going to be as efficient as Fox's. Branson still has 2 minutes to work with, though, so things are going okay. But if it has to go into sudden death, you are not going to have as much time as Fox is, and that is going to be an absolute heartbreaker, because I don't think either one of these teams, when it comes down to sudden death, is going to have another just 100% possessive point.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's definitely a difficult and rare occurrence. But 4.5 minutes on another push is quite a long time.
On Shambali.
Right. And we see an ult out of Zesty Peach, does get the enemy Bastion there. But watching Gnarly Harbor right now does pop into Nemesis form. Tickle pops their ult as Orisa not able to get anything with it. Looks like they're going to go down here from another good May wall. May is dominant in this game, making a lot of plays in both of the maps that we've seen so far played with them. Again, May, a good hero right now. We're seeing a lot of May. We're seeing a lot of Bastion. Both strong heroes at the moment, and looks like they're, that's working out for these teams. So.
Oh my goodness.
Baptiste tried to run.
Yeah, Baptiste did, but when you have a May that's just left click,
yep,
running you all the way down, it's really hard to escape because eventually you're going to get frozen. Eventually you are going to get sent down to Maytown.
And those who don't know, May's attack, not the icicle one that she's shooting right now, but it does slow you. You are getting cold and frostbitten, and it slows you down. So it's very hard to continue to escape. They're hoping for a quick pick on Tickle here, but able to stay alive from not only the bat plant, but their their javelin spin there. And we see a lot of things happening here at once, I'll tell you.
The beat is really, really good. Sound barrier from Lucio is popped perfectly. Pickle doing everything in their power to keep their team in this fight, but with Gnarly Harbor and Pyro dominating everything in their sight, shooting the icicles, as well as just throwing everything at the kitchen sink, hoping that it flushes down, it still gets better and better.
Yeah, Fox, only 10 seconds left on this hold, and Branson has not been able to take that first point yet, so this could be another easy Fox win here. Not only was their attack run dominant, but Zesty kind of trying to sneak behind here and back push. I'm not sure why they're attacking. I would think they'd just try and stay there silently and see if they didn't know, but they did get caught and killed there in the back line, and that is going to be an easy map win there for Fox on Shambali Monastery. So 2-1 Fox to Branson.
At this time, Fox can do no wrong. We saw during the chaotic fight, the sound barrier got popped up, and there was no chance that Branson was going to win out that fight. They could do anything, and it was going to work. Fox was just holding left click and running at it, but since they had 900 health, they couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, I would say I would expect to see a little more switching of heroes on these strong losses. So when Fox was really dominant on the attack and just now on the defense, I'm surprised that Branson didn't do any more swapping to try and kind of find something that stuck. So I would have liked to have seen more coming out of them just to try some different things, because what they were doing over and over again clearly wasn't working. They did switch that Genji at the end. I think that was more for speed and mobility than anything. But yeah, we'll see what happens in this next match as we go to push.
Yeah, we saw the Zenyatta come out very briefly as well, but it didn't stay on there for too long.
Yeah.
I believe that it was Hippo that switched off of the I want to say they mained Ana for most of the series, and then they switched off onto Zen, which I like